Oh my goodness, DeVrom. We are here. We are live. Welcome to the Good Liars Live. DeVrom, before we get into everything that's happening today, there's a lot happening.
Sure.
Namely, military takeover of our nation's capital. Before we get into that, let's just talk about something very important. How are you doing? Before we get into this, I need to know where you are mentally, not with all this Trump stuff,
Right.
the impending
Separately,
whatever
mentally, doing fine because last week I tried to go to a museum
Okay.
that was closed. And today I think I might actually be able to go to that museum later today.
So well, not if Trump has
if
anything to say about that, right?
Not if Donald Trump takes over New York City this afternoon. Puts a curfew on the museum.
Well, the good news is this is kind of like the pilot program.
Right.
This is like the test
little
balloon
testing
of it all.
ground.
It's not even a balloon. It's just like an actual test, authoritarian test a little bit.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. No, everything is an emotional whirlwind in my life.
A whirlwind.
A whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
A swirling.
Like a swirling whirlwind. Got it.
Whirl.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing, I think. But
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I had an opportunity to watch this press conference. I'm excited to share it with you. Some of the happenings this morning.
I love that you call it an opportunity because some people would say this is like a depressing kind of press conference, but for you, it's an opportunity.
Yes. And before we started here, you were like, this is like a DC takeover from Trump. And you said it reminded you of something else, a different type of takeover.
Yeah, well, people do like a social media takeover or something. It'll be kind of fun. Or
Instagram
like
takeover. Somebody takes over an account.
Right.
Yeah.
And that could be fun, you know. This is kind of a DC takeover, Donald Trump's version of that, which is much more militarily themed, I would say, than whatever other kind of takeover you might be used to.
Right. So, it's a little bit, but it's like Donald Trump having to infect all of our lives in every way possible.
Right.
And he is like kind of a social media guy.
Right.
Like he is just like he just creates a new shiny thing for everyone to look at.
You think he called all the newspapers as what was his name where he would call the newspapers?
John Barron?
John Barron. He was like John Barron, probably called all the papers. It was like Donald Trump's very seriously thinking about, doing some sort of a takeover. Maybe report on this. Maybe
it could be the Mar-a-Lago's Instagram account.
Yeah.
It could be Washington D.C. I don't know. We're gonna decide. Folks. But it's gonna be huge and it's gonna be great. So it's Donald Trump held a press conference this morning, and I just have to say, I'm gonna play the video of this. I just have to say, Pete Hegseth, like watching him live. You just see that he's an actor. He's just an actor who's playing a part. It's like when he was on Fox and Friends or in Fox News. Right. He's just out there like, I got to go out and I got to look about as tough as possible.
And Americans are going to love it. And the thing is it kind of works. I'm not sure in this particular instance, but I was talking to a friend yesterday who was discussing that everyone is basically, you're just being him while I say this.
Is that okay?
Great. Yeah,
okay.
Please.
Yeah.
That everyone in the administration is basically an actor. They have to convince American people that this is a good thing, that everything that Donald Trump does is a good thing. So he hired a bunch of TV personalities, and it's kind of like it's working. It's a a strategy for 2025 that I think is actually working because everyone is playing their parts well.
Yeah.
And if they don't look TV ready, they'll get as much plastic surgery as it takes to look TV ready. And they're all just playing their parts. So you see Kristi Noem just doing her thing in her little outfits, doing her photo ops. You see Pete Hegseth, which I keep getting you and him confused right now because you're doing such a good impression. Everyone playing their parts, and it's kind of working to some degree.
Interesting.
They're getting things done
because he's getting stuff done. He's making America great again.
Yes, he's making. Well, no, wait, he's getting things done. I said.
Okay.
I didn't say he's making America great again.
Okay. All right. So let's watch a little bit of this. Just we can stop and start. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Fuck, we want.
You don't have to apologize
for
being you. Never apologize for being yourself.
Thank you. I'm sorry for apologizing.
Wow.
I always do that.
Wow.
I've been up here a lot. I've never seen a crowd like this. I think we need a ballroom, and that's happening. It's going to be a beautiful ballroom. This is really a lot of people, most I've ever seen in this room.
Okay, so first things first,
Yeah,
very
that's-
important there.
Yeah.
We need a ballroom, and guess what? Ballroom's coming.
Ballroom's coming.
We were worried about
Well,
that.
I think that this big crowd he's referencing is probably there to hear about the ballroom. So giving them what they want.
Yes.
My theory about the ballroom, which I've been thinking a lot the last few days, is that he's excited about it because it's going to make the White House feel a lot more like Mar-a-Lago. He's going to be able to host parties, be the center of attention. He's going to be in charge. It's convenient, I think, for him because he doesn't have to go all the way to Florida to hide documents.
He doesn't have to go far he doesn't have to be too far away from TV where he can watch TV. He knows his TV room is right over there.
Right.
He knows.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's good to be near your home-based bathroom, regardless.
Well, I think with the home-based bathroom where you stash
your docs
and everything, he's going to be able to feel right at home at the White House, which I think we all want for our president.
Yes.
So it's good.
Yes. It's a great thing.
$200 million at a time where everyone's getting kicked off their health care. Good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And Donald Trump, it should be noted, will not release the Epstein list.
And we're here for a very serious purpose, Something's out of control, but we're going to put it in control very quickly like we did on the southern border. I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from...
It's out of control, and we're going to put it in control. Did you see Naked Gun?
Yes.
Without ruining anything.
Okay.
There's a what does the control say?
Plot device?
Yeah, no, but it basically
people calm people down
versus calm people up.
Yeah.
He's like, this is very serious. I think he basically just said the same thing as Naked. I'm wondering if he saw Naked Gun recently.
He probably did not.
What I'm saying. Probably
no.
Not.
Crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse.
Squalor.
This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C.
Do you know what that is,
Donald Trump? You know what that is. You know that we're going to put it in the ballroom. And then, of course, this law that none of you have heard of. And we're going to do that. And Pam Bondi and Pete Hegseth are like,
Pete Hegseth's doing this.
I assume someone told me what this is recently. I'm pretty sure that's it's something I know about.
The Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help.
The thing he does when he's like, so he does this thing where he's like, these people are tough. He says nothing. He's saying nothing, and he does it. How many times have we seen this over 10 years? These people are tough. They know what they're doing.
Tougher than you'd ever believe, folks.
Tougher than you'd ever believe. Things
and you'll see some of them later, folks. You should know that.
These people are bad. I mean, good, but they're going to beat the bad people. It's like saying it in the dumbest, simplest way possible, where it's clear he doesn't really understand what's happening.
Right.
Reestablish law, order, and public safety
in the best way
in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed.
Jesus.
And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to...
Is it fair to say that he's been accused, I think, of 22 instances of assault, sexual assault?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, DeVrum. A simple Google search would find that information.
Right. But it's a lot. Peter, do you have a minute there? The point is he talking about maybe himself a little bit? He's in DC. He commits a lot of crimes.
Well, wait a second. Let's talk about this because we were talking about this before, and I had tweeted this earlier. we've been to DC for work,
Right.
like 30 times.
Sure.
I'll say at least
Sure.
30 times. And there was only one time that I can remember fearing for my life. And that was January 6th, 2021.
January 6th, 2021. That was very scary. People were running. It was lawless.
It was lawless.
It was a little bit like he's describing, and there was violence.
And Donald Trump on that day said he couldn't call the National Guard. It had to be Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
But now he is sending it in because of big balls. This is
Right.
all because of big balls.
Right.
And that's coming up in the press conference. But like big balls, we all know and love.
We all know and love big balls.
Was one of the dweebs working for Doge under Elon Musk. And his name was Big Balls.
One of the dorks.
Yes.
One of the nerds.
Yes.
Who was crunching numbers for Doge.
And he was assaulted, which is a terrible
Not
thing.
good.
Don't wish that
Not
upon
good.
anybody. That he was assaulted. The story is that he was like trying to help somebody. There was like a carjacking going on. He was beaten up. And now this is the moment that Donald Trump is reacting and saying we need to do this, even though violent crime, I think, is down 36% there right now. And
I read 26%. That could be an easy Google search for Peter. I don't know if he's gonna.
Oh, you already put it in there. Okay, in our
25 women have accused
him.
Donald Trump. That's accused.
Yeah,
I guess.
And what did you say was your? Yeah, we got it for legal purposes. Did you say accusations?
I said accusations.
Okay, because he's very litigious. You know,
he's quite litigious. Some people say he's the most litigious person to ever have existed. So just another.
Because corporations are people. Corporations, a lot of corporations.
Right,
Scientology,
people too.
Scientology is very litigious, folks.
What do they call people that they go after? Squirrels?
Squirrel busters. Squirrel busters is different than there's. I think those are people that are like practicing Scientology without being involved in the church.
So there you have it.
Squirrel busters are totally different.
Are what?
I believe it's people who are
Peter,
practicing.
Can you Google?
There's people that are practicing Scientology.
Right.
Using the technology.
Now, will
and the
they ever
teachings,
get good enough at Scientology to not be practicing anymore and just be Scientologists?
No.
Okay.
Because I think any religion, you never reach that level.
You're always practicing.
Yes. Yes.
So
anyway,
my point was, one way to make DC safer for people would probably be if Donald Trump himself left. That was my point.
There would be 100% less insurrections if Donald Trump wasn't there.
Right.
Because on that day, there were lots of violent criminals there. Like they committed crimes, acts of violence.
A lot of them
they have been pardoned
at the behest of Donald Trump. They were there, told to be there, brought to the Capitol, and ended up committing crimes. And like you said, of all the times we've been to DC, that was the scariest one, and it was caused by none other, allegedly.
No, just cover all the bases. That's very smart.
Than Donald Trump.
So you were right. I was wrong. 26%
fall in violent crime this year. Not to say violent crime isn't an issue. Interesting that big balls is the reason to set this whole thing in motion,
or that it's just a coincidence that happens right after it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're saying it is a coincidence, or
I'm saying I don't know who to believe.
Buy a newspaper, or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
We're not going to
just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes through our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work.
That's amazing. So Donald Trump there saying zero people crossing the border, but I don't know if that's right, is just encapsulates so much of what this guy is all about. He will say something and then and then usually he doesn't say, I don't know if that's right after, but I think that's what's going on in his head. Usually he says something, he doesn't know if it's right, but he says it as fact. He says it to millions and millions and millions of people, and it becomes policy, whatever he thinks. It reminds me a little bit, just because a lot of things remind me of this.
Yeah.
When the hurricane was coming to
And he
the
drew
southern
the
United States, and he said it was gonna touch Alabama, and it wasn't going to. So he just had someone draw a Sharpie line for the course of the hurricane, and just that became true in his little world.
It became canon under Donald Trump's in his lore.
In his lore.
That was true. I won the 2020
true.
election, and I should have won an Emmy for The Apprentice.
And he actually, for the record, has had an issue with every election, including 2012. He said that was fraudulent. He said 2016. He said
the Iowa
Ted
caucus.
Cruz.
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
He said 2020 was fraudulent. Of course, he said 2024. They were continuing to. It's almost like he says everything is rigged, and
when it doesn't go his way.
A liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said 0 for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some
flipping a menu.
Some charts. These are different cities throughout the world.
Yeah, what should we get?
Red is
bad.
Okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. And I think the people in this room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. D.C., 41 per 100,000, number one that we can find anywhere in the world.
The solution to this could be injecting oneself with bleach,
Okay, go on.
Well, this reminds me a little bit of a weird COVID briefing where he's just kind of going on.
He's
got people solemnly standing behind him. Whatever he says, true or not true, he admitted, I don't know these numbers.
I don't know if it's true.
I don't know. And then he's got people just kind of nodding behind him. So I don't know. Maybe a bright light could solve the crime in D.C. Maybe a
infrared
injection of antibacterial bleach type substance.
Maybe that's what we're heading for right now. That's true.
The cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. That where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say.
That's what they say.
It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. And we had a recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking.
As always, this is what he has an opinion on something, and if anything contradicts that opinion, he says these numbers are phony, which we just saw with the jobs report, right?
Yeah.
So he kind of can immediately have a reason to fire anybody who disagrees.
Can we just take a second and just talk about that Donald Trump is president right now? And I know this is like a thing.
Of what?
He is president of the United States of America.
The United States.
Donald Trump is president, and we're living in a fucking world right now where all of our sails are blown in direction of his farts. Whatever shit comes out of his mouth is like where our attention has to go because he's president. And he is just I think we're living in the most insane time in our country's history, where it's this is actually crazy.
Right.
Everything that's happened in the last 6 months.
And there's so much going on that we barely even get a chance to talk about, masked ICE agents just taking people off the streets and sending them to a place called Alligator Alcatraz. We barely, there's so much going on. It's hard to even talk about some of the most important things because, as you said, Donald Trump's farts, I think, are blowing us in all these various directions.
And
It would be
they
nice time
have like a
for the doldrums where there are no farts,
okay.
no winds. It's when you're sailing across the earth and there's just no wind for a while.
Oh, where is there just
I think it's
certain
near the
parts?
equator. Sometimes you're trying to sail across the Atlantic.
Wait, are you a round earther? Flat earther?
I believe that everything I have
Happens
been
for a
led to
reason.
believe is that the earth is round. I'm open to other options, and
Okay.
I'm willing to go do an experiment if you've got one.
Well, we've already done that, DeVrom. That was leading.
Yeah.
We did that with somebody at the Flat Earth Conference.
And the results were
Inconclusive.
inconclusive.
So we still don't have that answer. Unfortunately, we should update the lower third. Inconclusive. Earth rounder. Oh, can I yeah, it sounds like we have some lagging going on right now, so I apologize for that. I can see it in the stream, so I apologize for that, everybody, and figure that out for next time for sure. So here is this is Donald Trump talking about Democrats.
Who the heck are they?
They don't do
Basically
much.
nobody these days.
Probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea what they're doing.
Hold on.
That's why they want men playing in women's sports. That's why they want transgender
guys,
for
I
everybody.
messed this up.
Everybody transgender. We probably won't get. Think of this. Probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea what they're doing. That's why they want men playing in women's sports. That's why they want transgender for everybody. Everybody transgender.
Everybody transgender.
Everybody transgender. That's quite the time to bring up. It's like talking about the ballroom at the beginning. It's like it has nothing to do with anything. You're gonna throw it in there.
Well, that's like it's one of your go-tos. You got to have a couple go-tos, and
Right.
Trump's had that for a while. It's
You
like
think he lost the prompter there or something? And he was like, everybody transgender.
Everybody's
It was
transgender.
like when he sat in the
folks.
Tesla and he was like, everything computer. I don't know
Everything
what to
computer.
say. I'm in a car. There's a lot of screens. Everything computer. Now he's
like how he sees the world, like
Yeah.
they live. Is that we talked about this before? He puts the glasses on. Everything is transgender.
Yeah.
Everything's transgender, folks. I just slurred like Donald Trump there. Okay, so later on, he starts talking about one of the biggest issues with crime in DC, and I'm sure everybody knows where we're going with this. It's the medians. The medians, which you know what median. Well, Donald Trump will explain it.
Okay,
Actually, I'll put it
thank
up for you.
Things that are always. Somebody had a great line. You shouldn't have medians falling down into the roadway. Median, the metal things that are always. Somebody had a great lobbyist because I've never seen them look good. I've been looking at those things with the little right. They're always broken and bad.
What the fuck is going on here?
Well, you've seen the things with like the little
The things with
then
the little
the
and,
medians.
Medians. Medians. I think of a median as more of a still object than a. I feel like he thinks medians are like.
I think he
seahorses or something. That's what the
think what
motion
he's
I would make
talking about.
for a seahorse floating in the ocean.
that they move around like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. I think he's like the guardrails are broken.
That's what I think
is what he's trying to say. Trying to be the translator for the president of the United States right now.
Right. Because he oftentimes does need a translator. So basically he started by saying there are so many murders in Washington, D.C. And then he was like, and we're moving federal troops in and also the medians. We have to fix the medians too.
Yes.
Okay.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. So DeVrom, we're going. I kind of wanted to be in DC right now and just see what this is like. I know it's like not going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like a crazy
Not
scene. I
against
think they're
it,
just
but-
like
but
going
don't
and
you think we're going to see a bunch of vehicles parked places, right?
I mean, how many troops do you think were there? Because we went to inauguration for I guess we went to both inaugurations.
For Biden, it was pretty
it was like
wild.
you couldn't go down streets. You certainly couldn't drive any place close to the
Fences,
Capitol.
barriers.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Not that this has a lot to do with anything, but You were interviewing a woman who said that, Joe Biden is not president, and we were near a bar. This was the closest you could get
Yeah.
to inauguration, and a cheer went up. And that was the moment Biden accepted the presidency.
Yeah, he took the oath of office.
And so a cheer goes up, and then we were like, oh, but it just happened. He just became president.
just like,
the thing that you're saying couldn't happen. She was like, no,
it's not going to happen. No, but it just did.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right.
I don't believe that.
And to her credit, a few years later, Donald Trump
not. And Biden, was he president? He was president for a while, right?
You'd have to ask him.
Okay, folks, we'll get to the bottom of that. I was president for a while.
I did that.
So what do you think next steps are here, Deram? Next steps. Let's discuss next steps.
Okay.
What are the next steps for Trump now? Is he going to go clean up DC, arrest some people, use the military as the police there, and then move on to other cities? What's the plan?
I think DC is a little bit easier because it's like a federal city, right?
Yes.
But this seems like everything else that he does, which is like a kind of a show of power and kind of a breaking of norms. And once he does this, sure, it's easier to do in other cities. I mean, he's already, kind of done it to a degree in LA. I think the idea is for him to have a different idea of what his role is as the chief executive of this country, and that he can do that, and he knows he has a Congress that won't stand in his way. So I think you kind of put it best. I think you need to think about the stuff you talked today when answering that. I think if his farts take us in the direction of more cities becoming under control of the federal government, then that will happen, or that will be attempted. Thank you so much for bringing it back to the farts, Rom. I really appreciate that. Really no issue. I think what's happening here is Donald Trump is like, he's doing this thing. He's got like a whole plan here. He wants everybody to talk about him going into DC with the military, when really he's just trying to get people to stop talking about. Are you having trouble finding the words? No, I'm trying. I had a whole thing here, and I know I'm trying to do it. There we go. So it's Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. This is a picture of the two of them. I don't know if you've heard about this guy, Jeffrey Epstein. You got to tell me about him. Unsavory fellow. Bad guy. And who's the other guy in the picture? That's Donald Trump. That's Donald the current president of the United States. Former reality show host. Yes. And WWE Hall of Famer. Very strong leader of the show Celebrity Apprentice. I think we can all agree. A great show. And he ruled showed a lot of leadership there. Yes. And he would say, "You're done," when they would not. No, he said, "Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here." He said, "No more today for you." That was his famous line. Famous line. And yeah, I think we all remember that. Very catchy. That's right. Yeah. So is this Donald Trump? Because if people are, folks are saying this. You get on social media, you get in and see a bunch of like-minded people speaking on social media. They're going to tell you he's just doing this so people stop talking about Epstein. Do you think that's actually part of it, or you think that's just a bunch of fucking bullshit being spewed by a bunch of fucking annoying people online? I think people are so annoying, which could be a different conversation. I think people are so annoying, but I think there's some truth behind it. I don't want to say that. No, that is my little. I think there is truth behind it. I think it's two things. I think he has so many levers of power, and he has such a big ego that despite this thing that's happening, he still has ideas about how to take more power, which only serves him as far as these Epstein files go. The more power he has, the better, and the more other news to talk about, the better. Also, it has the feel, and we have our Substack link up here because you can go to follow us on Substack. Seamless plug, loved it. Seamless plug. I wrote a quick piece on the cover up that we're kind of watching in
The
real
dance,
time. The dance of the cover
You have
up.
a beautiful analogy
Yeah.
that is about a dance. It's all about a dance. It's
think-
almost like a median, the
Let's
dance.
just say I think a little differently than some people. You know, I have kind of a creative mind.
Yes.
And I thought I likened what's going on to a beautiful dance, and that they're all
I just said that.
choreographing
you're
at
choreographing.
the same time. But you were doing this, I was distracted.
That's a median. I was talking about the median.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm saying it was beautiful and distracting. Just take a compliment, for fuck's sake.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I'm taking a swig of my
obviously
bubbly.
Jason having trouble taking a compliment when given to him, and that says something I think a little deeper about his personality, which is fine. I accept you.
Thank you, DeVrom. I appreciate that.
To my point.
Oh, we're still going with
this.
Okay.
To my point. A beautiful dance that the entire inner circle seems to be going along with. The choreography of. We're going to keep it.
Please keep talking about
going.
it.
I'll just keep talking. You can catch a quick nap.
I'm
if
close.
You need to. I'm just going to keep going. But we are watching the cover up. It feels like in real time. Maxwell moved to a nicer prison, saying that Trump did no wrongdoing. He has so many strings he can pull to kind of try and get this to blow over. The thing that I think is still not going to go away is that people want some part of their conspiracy theories to be true. They want some of these big people to go down. And I think Donald Trump gave them this hope, and now he's kind of taking it away from them. So I don't know how you get out of this without having a few big dominoes fall. And I don't know who that's going to be, but Donald Trump has you can go to sleep whenever you want.
Oh, no.
Donald Trump has a history of throwing people under the bus, and I think we're going to see that at some point. But I do think he's going to manage to get out of this with most people. Plus, he's president for 3 more years.
Okay. Beautiful monologue,
yeah.
DeVrom. Thank you so much.
Said it all.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here on our live talking about the DC takeover. Whatever, that maybe is a little dramatic. Maybe it's not dramatic enough. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. We're going to be on the ground. Probably not. Actually, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I don't know.
But subscribe to us on Substack. We have a page here. You can support us there. We'd really, really appreciate it. Before we go to DeVrom, any words of wisdom?
Yeah, but spend a little extra money on nice sheets. You're going to sleep a little bit better. I haven't done it. I hate my sheets. They're terrible. They bunch up and they come off the corner of the mattress, and it's the worst. But boy, if I could give myself some advice, it would be to spend a little extra money, get some nice sheets for a better night sleep.
All right. Thank you so much, DeVrom. That was beautiful. We'll see you next time. Bye.